daddy's back. When they see the border closed, they're going to say, this is what I voted for. When they see peace starting to like break out again around the world, they're going to be like, this is the stability that we were asking for.
It's hard. I mean, did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
Good morning, YouTube. So I wanted to bring this video to you guys. I was actually watching clips of Bill Maher, and Byron Donalds was on Bill Maher. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, Byron Donalds and Tim Scott went so hard for Donald Trump during the campaign. They were campaigning for him. They were going to black barbershops. They were speaking to black and brown men, telling black and brown men that Trump was all about black people. He was about, you know, black liberation and black empowerment, and he wanted black men to be, to have jobs and opportunities and all of these things. They did all of this. And now Trump is rounding out his administration, and neither one of them have been named for any cabinet positions, for any jobs. And I'm like, y'all sold for nothing. Like, you guys did all of that. You were willing to sell out, in my opinion, sell out your people, try to kind of recruit black and brown men to your side, because let's take a step back. Black people have been conservative and Republicans for forever. So this is not about black people or people of color being conservative or Republicans, because black people, especially people in the South, are more conservative. That is not an issue. But serving for this administration, or not even serving, because he hasn't even given them any opportunities, but kind of campaigning for a man who has a very, very problematic past with black and brown people is disturbing. So people that can't make that differentiation always frustrate me, because it's not a matter of black people being conservative or black people are more right-leaning. I don't have an issue with that at all. If your ideologies are more conservative or more Republican-leaning, God bless your testimony. But this particular man, Donald Trump, has such a problematic past with black and brown people. I don't understand black people's support of this particular man, not necessarily Republicans or conservatives, because if your values and your ideologies and your perspectives are more in line with conservatives and Republicans, then vote the way you find necessary. But this particular man, because first of all, Donald Trump is not a conservative, he's not a Republican, he is a populist. Donald Trump cares about Donald Trump. Donald Trump do not care about the Republican Party. And the second they don't fall in line and do what he wants, he's going to treat them just as poorly as he treats the Democrats and whomever else. So it's not about conservatism for him. It's not about being a Republican for him. It's about Donald Trump. That's what Donald Trump cares about. So I don't get into the debate or the argument about black people being Republican. I don't understand how they can support this iteration of the Republican Party, but if you have conservative ideologies and you are more Republican leaning as far as what Republicans used to stand for, that's your business. But this particular man, like I said, has such a problematic past with black and brown communities. I don't understand black people that support Donald Trump. Don't make it about Republicans. Don't make it about conservatism. Don't make it about being right-wing, because there are some right-wing people or Republicans that I kind of understand. And I understand, like Adam Kinzinger. Even Mitt Romney. I didn't agree with a lot of things that Mitt Romney said, but his perspectives about being a principled person, being all about his family, those things, there were a lot of things that he would talk about that I can get on board with. Now, policy, because I think more so his personal, I'm just like, okay, this man he's extremely religious. He's all about his family. Those were ideals and perspectives that I agreed with. Now, his policies, I didn't necessarily agree with, but it's not a matter of I'm a extra liberal person that has a problem with black and brown people being conservative. No. But Donald Trump, I don't understand it. I don't understand black and brown people's support of Donald Trump. But back to Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, I cannot understand for the life of me. How did you guys go around the country campaigning for a man, speaking for this man, talking about how this man was all about black men upward mobility and black people upward mobility, and you have no job? Like, you could have at least said, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to go around to black barbershops and black men and black people and tell them how much y'all like black people, you're going to have to give me this, this, and this, and this. You should have had some kind of concession, something in place that you were going to benefit or win if Donald Trump were to be elected. Because now he's elected and Byron Donalds and Tim Scott hasn't been named to do anything in his administration. Donald Trump is nominating foxholes to be Secretary of Defense. Like, he's doing all of these things. He tried to nominate Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General, but Matt Gaetz, of course, has a very problematic past with young women, and he's being investigated for those actions. So they kind of X'd him out. But other than that, Trump is getting all of the people that he wanted his cabinet. And Byron Donalds and Tim Scott is nowhere to be found. All that they did they were on a campaign trail going hard for this man, and he can't even give you guys a job in his administration? Seriously? And then this is like the most horrible. This is crazy. So Byron Donalds was on Bill Maher's show yesterday, and Bill Maher asked him a question regarding like going and running for governor, or the governorship in Florida. And I think Byron Donalds was like entertaining the idea, but you are a House rep and you're working you're working in Washington now. Why are you leaving Washington? Why are you not in the administration? Why weren't you smart enough to get this man, Donald Trump, to commit to giving you a job if he won the presidency? You did all of that. You did all of that bootlicking, and you ain't got nothing. Like, you sold your soul for the pennies. You didn't get anything. You ain't even get pennies. Like, I'm just like, if you're gonna sell out, if you're gonna sell your soul, get something. I could never do it. I could never do it. I'm never going to go against my people. I'm never going to sell out my people for nothing ever. I could never. But if you're going to do that, get something for it. You could. When you're dealing with somebody like Donald Trump, even though he sue people, he try to take people to court for everything, but you need to get shit in writing. I would literally be like, okay, if you want me to campaign for you, you got to give me this. I want it regardless if you win or not. If I have to go on this campaign trail, if I have to fly to Atlanta, if I have to go to all barbershops in America to try to convince black and brown men that you love them and you want what's best for them, you're going to have to give me these things. Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, y'all didn't even do that. Yeah. So you get nothing. And then Donald Trump has a problematic past with black and brown people. You would think that he would nominate them and put them in his cabinet just so he could save face. Just so he could say, see, I don't hate black people. I don't have a problem with black people. Look, I got me some black people. I got black people in my administration. He won't even do that. After you guys went around the country campaigning for him, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, and I have my problems with Nikki Haley with her flip-flopping ass, but Nikki Haley appointed you into the Senate. You're she's the reason you have a Senate seat, and you went against her for Donald Trump, and he didn't even give you a job. I am so disturbed by them, because if you gonna sell out, you do it right. If you're going to compromise yourself and your people, you would think that you would get something out of the deal. Y'all ain't got shit. This man is putting foxholes into his administration. He's nominated Kristi Noem, the dog killing lady. Like, his whole, and it's not a matter of being capable or having the credentials, because he don't care about them having the credentials. His whole administration is like the least qualified people that's been in those positions. So it's not a matter of he needs you to fit a qualification. He's giving out jobs right and left. He's giving jobs to people who don't qualify. So surely he can give Tim Scott and Byron Donalds a job if he wanted to. It's his administration. He can appoint whomever he like. But the two black men that went the hardest for him, that went around and told their people, well, they not my people, but went around and told black and brown people that Trump was for them and Trump wanted what's best for them and Trump is going to do X, Y, and Z for them. And you didn't think to make any concessions to make sure that he was going to do something for you going around capping for him. You can tell that these men are not married to black women, because black women, you couldn't come home to a black woman after behaving like this. Byron Donalds called Donald Trump a daddy. What type of disturbing shit is... I ain't never seen nothing like it. Tim Scott talking about, I just love you. This shit weird, bro. Like, I ain't never seen men behave like that. I don't come from that. I'm not cut from that. The men in my life do not behave like that. And y'all did all of that for nothing. You got nothing. And Donald Trump is now in office, and all of his executive orders is about banning trans people and getting rid of DEI. So you went to your communities, told your communities that Donald Trump was for them, was all about them, and when he get in office, before he attacked the price of eggs, because that's what we was told this election was about. Kamala lost because of the price of eggs. Kamala lost because of the economy and immigration. So the price of eggs has gone up. Gag. Everything else is going up. They're talking about avocados, liquor, the cost of cars. Everything else is going up. But you went to, y'all, Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, you went around the country to your people saying that Donald Trump was for the betterment of them, and all that he's done is attack DEI and trans people. And you ain't getting no job. I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed because, you know what, Tim Scott and Byron Donalds has to be the most embarrassing black man that I've seen with a platform in a very, very, very long time. The shit is literally disturbing. I'll talk to you guys later.